Well, as those temps continue to rise, scientists say we are hanging out in the so-called heat dome. That does not sound like fun.
It sounds kind of cool, though.
The heat dome.
Yeah, I mean, right, though? Let's talk about metal. Meteorologist Charles Roop is here to explain, though, why it's so darn hot outside.
Scorching weather.
Heat dome. Dome of heat.
It's the heat dome. But what is it? And what is making people bake their cookies and biscuits inside of their cars? This hot and juicy air mass comes not from a dome necessarily, but from two high-pressure systems. High pressure is sitting in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That essentially means a warmer column of air. It's centered right in the heart of the country, and it's keeping storm systems and fronts from moving through. The second high is in the lower levels of the atmosphere, but over the Atlantic. Because of the high's clockwise flow in the northern hemisphere, it's pulling in that muggy air from the tropics. We sweat to cool our bodies down since evaporation is a cooling process. But when there's so much water vapor in the air, it just stays on you, keeping you hot and prolonged. That can be dangerous. With a warming world, these heat waves are likely to be more frequent and more extreme. In the meantime, this pattern will last a little longer, leaving people across much of the country sweltering. Back to you.
It wasn't much longer.
I was like, where is this going, Charles Roop?
Right?
Oh my gosh, loved that. But that's a good representation of what it actually feels like outside.
You know what's unusual? Granted, Charles's story was unusual. Hopefully, you had a chance to watch that each time he was on camera. But when places like Kansas City are 21 degrees warmer than Tallahassee, you know that something is a little bit off as far as what we would typically see. Now, granted, we've been in the mid-90s lots of times this summer, but we are a lot farther south and it's kind of normal. But look at the 90s almost from coast to coast, from Reno to Salt Lake to Kansas City to Raleigh. But now concentrate on the upper Midwest, because these are the folks that have a tough time. These are the heat indices. It feels like 111 right now in Minneapolis. It feels like 110 in Des Moines. It feels like 104 in Chicago. So we are talking extreme conditions here.